Welcome everybody. We're just showing our. I haven't trained in how many years, and look, can you see that there?
Yeah, but mine.
Man, I used to train like. Let's have a look at yours again.
Wait, that's my bad one. That
Yeah,
one there. It's the shoulders.
and I'm Loretta. I'm Loretta. Yeah, you never seen Life of Brian?
I don't
But
think so.
no, they knew what were going to happen many years ago. They saw it. So there's a part where they're talking, and one guy keeps saying woman, and they say, oh, and woman, and we need to do, and women need to do that. Why do you keep going on about women, Stan? And he says, because I want to be one. And they said, what? I want you all to call me Roletta now, from now on. Well, why? Well, because I want to have babies. The guy said, you can't have babies, you ain't got a womb. And it's fantastic. It just shows what's happening right now. So that's why I said, call me Loretta. Welcome, everybody. Oh, look, we have few people on. So the shadow banning isn't so bad. There's 23 beautiful souls on. Welcome, China. You've just arrived from, which country have you been to now?
Sunny London.
Sunny London, yeah. But before that, where were you? You doing your traveling?
I went Philippines and then Thailand.
Philippines and Thailand.
Yes.
And how did the Philippines? Your experience of the Philippines? How was it?
Honestly, I think Philippines is it's a nice place. I don't think they're yet equipped for tourism, as much as like Thailand and Bali would be. So I find it very difficult to get around to places. I think with Philippines you need to plan ahead. Like in Thailand, you could just go there and I'm gonna go here.
Yeah.
I'll change my mind. No, in Philippines, you have to plan. You have to have everything booked because if not, it's gonna be expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Expensive?
Yeah. And we got
Wow, I didn't know
got
that.
scammed a few times. It was a bit of a nightmare.
Oh dear. Yeah, I guess with COVID, I think a lot of people are struggling, and I said to you before you went, I said just be a bit careful, and you said why, and I said because I was in a restaurant and I was speaking to a lady from the Philippines, and I said, oh, my daughter's going there, and she says, well, tell her to be careful. It's the first thing she
Yeah.
said. I
A
said,
lot
what
of
do you,
people said
I
the
said, what do you
same.
mean? She said, look, at the moment in Philippines, people have no money. So if you were walking around with a mobile phone, they're going to grab it off you.
Yeah.
And I quickly told you this.
Yeah. No, we was careful, but obviously sometimes you let your guard down a bit and then it
I mean, we're scammed everywhere. You get into a car here at the airport and you're scammed. You can either go for a Uber, which is going to cost you half the price than the price of the taxi drivers.
yeah.
So we're all scammed no matter where we are. Just sometimes we're scammed or scammed legally scammed.
Yeah.
Both as bad, but still scammed. So
Apart from that, the people were very beautiful, very nice. And when we did, I think that the last few days were really nice. We found a nice place. I can't remember where it was, to be fair, but we ended up going to a nice island, and that was nice. But
what
everywhere else
do you
was
know
a
what
bit...
it was called? Doesn't matter.
No, I can't remember. It was beautiful though.
So from there, you went to Thailand.
No, I went to Thailand first.
Oh, okay. So the first part of your trip is the part that you know best.
Yeah.
You're more familiar with Thailand.
Yes.
Where did you go in Thailand?
So we started off in Bangkok for a few days, and that's probably the first time I've actually enjoyed Bangkok.
Really? I've never
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
No,
I can't wait to get out.
Yeah, no, because we ended up doing things like we went to this magical temple. It was we've never been. It was like a temple with a dragon around it. It was beautiful, and there was more female Buddhists than men.
Wow.
When we got to the top, they were so lovely with us, and they were just thanking us all the time and wanting to take photos with us and saying, "We want more females here. Come and tell your friends to come." And it was a magical moment with.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Great. So that was in the center of was it near the water?
I can't remember. It was about a 40-minute drive from the center of Bangkok,
Right.
but it was worth it. It was
Yeah,
worth
sounds
it.
like it. It's just so seedy for me. It's so much, it's sex related. Everywhere you go for me, it's just all sex. I remember doing a video, a live video. I was on a tuk-tuk and this guy jumped on while I was doing a live saying, you want sex, you want sex. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, guy, mate, I'm doing a live. Seriously? Yeah, it's kind of like it's all geared up for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one I see in it.
I feel like that's everywhere, like where the tourist spots are anyway.
Yeah,
Like even in Phuket, in Patong,
Patong, yeah,
Patong, yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy
Not
with all
nice.
the shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we went to a nice place after. We went to Krabi, Ao Nang,
Yeah.
and that was nice. And like you got the party places. We didn't party. We just chilled on the beach and
Yeah.
went to different islands. So that was nice.
You go to PP?
No, we went to.
No, I said, have you been to the Tyler? I'm just kidding. PP Island is where's it? DiCaprio did it, right? DiCaprio, the beach.
Yeah, the beach.
PP Island,
Yeah.
but
I've never been there though. Apparently, because it's so touristy, it's not
Yeah.
worth going. So
yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
it's
really
a right
fancied.
letdown. Everybody who's been said it's a letdown. That's why I never went. But Krabi was the place that I got seriously sick with your mum.
Yeah, I remember.
Really
You
sick.
got hallucinations.
Yeah, really bad. Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, so you had an experience on the plane. So when you got off the plane, you didn't feel too good, eh? A day after, 2 days or
No,
3?
straight away actually. I think it was a lot of traveling, but when I got home, I think
Same again.
that night I had a really bad chest infection.
When you got there, did anything happen to you when you got there?
No, but my friend Jade, she had a very, very bad chest infection for 2 weeks. It wouldn't go. She had to go to the doctors. She
Funny.
was struggling, but we feel like it might have been as well because of the hotel rooms.
Right.
The aircon, it was letting off a lot of mold, and you could smell it.
Totally.
So that didn't help her.
Yeah. So there's so many things, eh? Interesting.
Yeah.
So, but apart from that, you were glad to get back, I guess, and to crack on with training and work.
Yeah, just to get back to normality. I think the next time I do go to Thailand, I'll just stay in one place because I felt like it was a bit too much. And I think I've said that to you before. I think
You have.
I like, as much as I like traveling, it's a bit of stress.
It is.
It's nice to just stay in one place and just
It is.
enjoy it.
My understanding now is what I do is if I go to Bali, because I've done that, I want to go everywhere. And then it's stressful going from place. So what I do is I try and book into a place for the whole duration of the time and then
Go off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always got a base, so I'm not feeling like okay, I've just got my bags, I don't know where to go next, what to do. I've got a base and I can always come back on a night. Or if I want to just stay somewhere, you pay 20 euros, 30 euros for that night, and then you can sleep and then come back again.
Yeah.
So I always find that a really good idea, rather than okay, we're just getting off and we're gonna go and Airbnb. It's stressful.
It's stressful because you don't know where you're staying. That's what we were doing. We were just staying in either hostels and
you can get scammed as well if you're not careful as
yeah,
well. When
which
you're
we
on
did
Airbnb,
as well. We did.
You did.
Yeah, we got scammed in Philippines. So we booked a place for a couple of nights, in the center in Manila, which wasn't nice. Because Jade was ill, I was like, let's just book a nice place and we just rest there for a bit.
Yeah.
Booked a place, got there. And this was just after getting scammed by a taxi driver.
Wow.
We got there and I booked it and paid for it. And when we got there, the guy was like, oh, cancel it and then pay us in cash. And I said, no, we've booked it online. I'm not going to cancel it. And he was like, no, but they charge us more if you book it on there. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not guaranteed that you're going to then get the money from booking.com.
I know.
They did not let us
get
in.
I get it. So they scammed you and they said, no, we don't take bookings. So they take their business.
Yeah.
Once you're there, then they say, oh no, we don't deal with them anymore.
Yeah.
You have to pay us. Scam. So you're not even guaranteed by booking on bookings.com or hotels.com that when you get there, the booking, because it's up to them whether they say no, we don't.
Yeah.
and they can
Yeah.
just tell you to get stuffed.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of these things as well, which nobody really talks about,
No.
to be fair. And it's happening more and more. You're not the only one. So, life lessons, eh?
Yeah.
It's challenging when you're in the midst of that kind of suffering. If you're ill or if you're lost or if something goes wrong when you're on holiday, it's like it's not such a holiday anymore. And reality
No.
check,
Yeah. Because you expect a holiday to just be, I don't know,
relaxing.
2-3 weeks of relaxing, not
Mm.
having to actually. Well, when you see people come here, it's like they're in their own world. Like they don't even care about crossing the road. They just close their eyes because they're in holiday mode.
It's
That's how
true.
you want to be. You just, I'm going to the beach. I'm going to chill. I'm going to eat, and then all of a sudden you have to think, oh, these people are just scamming me
Yeah,
50
or you
quid.
lose something or you get something
Yeah,
stolen.
losing passports, doing all of that.
Yeah, that's a night. That obviously it then turns the holiday into a
Yeah,
nightmare. So you've got to be aware of all of these things because when people go on holiday, they think everything's going to be lovely, and it's such a shell shock when I've got a friend who came over and he went for something to eat and then looked for his wallet and it was gone. It was down here, and his holidays all turned upside
yeah.
down. I didn't know this, never told me, but I ended up finding out he had his phone and he had to sell his phone to
Oh,
somebody because he had no money. Everything was gone, so he
yeah,
needed to sell something to get some money to be able to do what he needed to do. That
yeah,
like it was like, why didn't you tell me? It's like crazy, but yeah. So it's interesting because it's like everybody seems to think holidays are this wonderful experience and backpacking is a brilliant experience, but you've also got to take into account that things can and do go wrong, and where you go you have to be very sharp, and even when you're sharp and your wits are about you, like you were, then things get lost. You book and do everything right, and
yeah,
then you can get scammed. So there's so many things you have to bear in mind.
yeah.
So like I like to pre-book, whether it's a hotel or whether it's a place to stay
Hmm.
for the duration. And once that's done, and I book it through normally an estate agent.
Okay.
So I'll call estate agents like Ubud estate agents, and I'll say, is there anything available for this month? And I might only be there 2-3 weeks, but I'll
Yeah,
book the month just in case I wanted to stay a bit longer.
yeah,
So yeah, it's like I think you've got to prepare very well when you're backpacking. You've got to prepare for everything, eh?
yeah. Definitely. I think people, especially because a lot of young people go backpacking, they think it's easy. It's where you, what they say, find yourself.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's a lot of life experiences when you get there and meeting a lot of people. I guess you do figure out things, but
Mm.
it is you need to be very cautious.
Yeah, and there's another darker side to Thailand, and I mean, I guess there's dark sides to every part of the world, but Thailand, there's kind of like a darker side that I spoke about over the years, and because of my clients over the years that have come to me, young girls and guys, and they had a horrific experience with relationships, or just a one night stand or things like that. You have to be aware that cultural differences are extremely important to understand. So I don't know, do you know anything about these things, or have you heard anything about how to be, what would your suggestion be if you're going to Thailand, if you're a girl or a boy, you know?
I mean, we've been going back to Thailand for a long time, right? Especially me, since I was 17.
With your
And
mum?
yeah, with my mum, I went with you two times,
I
one
can't
time, I
remember.
can't remember. And then I've been going back ever since, to be fair. And I feel like at the start, I feel like a lot of foreign women get a lot of attention. I did feel like that when I was young, when I was like 16, 17,
How
even
did it
now, to
feel?
be
Did it
fair.
feel good?
It's nice to get attention, but then it feels creepy, and then it gets to a point where there's like 40-year-old men looking at a 16-year-old girl, and what,
Yeah,
like,
that's bad.
I'm training I'm there to train Muay Thai, and I'm getting hit on by a 40-year-old man, and it didn't feel right. Like, I'm just there to train. You shouldn't
Well,
be.
a 40-year-old man hitting on a 16-year-old, no matter how you look at it, nothing's right
No,
about
no,
that.
definitely not.
So, how did you cope with that? You brush it
Kind
off,
of just, yeah, like,
turn away, and just
ta-
smile and just turn away, walk away.
yeah, yeah. But then I just, I feel like as the years went on, you get used to it. But as I was speaking to more girls who train there, a lot of the instructors, male instructors, are very forward with foreign girls,
Right.
trying to like get them into bed or getting just being overly nice. And I
Yeah.
feel like some people end up falling into that trap of, oh, this guy's really nice to me, he wanting to take me out on dates and that,
And he's
blah
my
blah blah,
instructor.
he's,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
This.
gonna take care of me, like, and I've seen situations where I've heard of situations where girls were in a relationship with one of the instructors, and
We knew somebody, didn't we? Do you remember?
yeah,
We knew a woman who
yeah,
went through this.
yeah, I've known a few. I mean,
Me too.
I've spoken to a few girls who still live out there, or have moved back to the UK or wherever they
And
were.
what do they say, the girls? If you were new to go in there, what would they say to you? These girls.
Do not date a trainer. Do not date a Thai trainer.
Okay.
But I didn't really know of this, but apparently a few people know in the Muay Thai industry, especially the fighting industry, that this is the case. They're very, not, I mean, not all of them have been,
No,
but
we're not
not,
tarnishing it. We're
no,
just saying, just to be aware. I mean, this is a great conversation for anybody who's thinking about going to Thailand and they've got children who do Thai boxing and they're into
yeah,
it now because it's becoming extremely popular
yeah,
and they're going over there. It's a little heads up.
yeah,
It's nothing negative and we're not talking about everybody. We're not tarnishing
no,
anybody. We're just saying that there is a pattern. I know this personally because I had clients who came to me, mums and dads with their daughters, well, without their daughters, telling me what was happening in Thailand right now and what was going on. And the worst part for me was always hearing the same thing: the police weren't interested.
no,
It's
no, they're
almost
not.
like the police know
Yeah,
to a
well,
degree.
there was this one case where I met this girl. We were becoming friends, and she told me that her friend her was with one of the Thai trainers, and he pushed her down the stairs, and she broke her arm. Went to the police, and they just went,
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things. I guess it's looking after their own.
yeah,
They're not really bothered about. They're happy to receive money. They're happy to
yeah,
train, but any kind of issue, they're not bothered. I get it. I get. But
yeah,
at least people now listening to this will be aware of it.
yeah.
So
Just to be a
I guess that the point about this is, you know what, go and train. Forget about relationships. Forget about anybody trying to, woo you. Forget about all of the men saying how beautiful you are. Don't fall for it because it could have real issues. And plus the fact a lot of people out there are not, it's not highly cleanly. It's not the most cleanliest place. And I think there's a lot of sexual activities going on. So there's a lot of disease within the men, to my knowledge, because of after bad things happening, they end up with bad disease that don't go. So these are the things that if you're thinking about going with, a local and you're falling for a local and oh, he's wonderful, just be aware that it's not always what you think, and it's nice to have this
yeah,
conversation to help. Maybe we might help one person
yeah.
through a traumatic situation. So yeah, so after coming back, you're now training again. You've got you're working where you working now? Because I saw you doing a live microphone interview and stuff like that. So what are you doing now?
I'm still working at London Fight Factory. Still, I'm also teaching at a gym for Muslim women. So it's
That's
just women,
nice.
which is nice. I got a nice group there.
That's beautiful.
Doing my own Saturday classes as well. And
So
the
nice.
interviews is just this page on Instagram actually they were the first people to support me moving to London. They were really nice. And he just offered me a position interviewing people, and I just get to pick and choose when I go to shows and events when I have the time to interview people, really.
That's great.
But yeah, they've been very supportive, and I like what they're doing for the Muay Thai community. They're trying to grow it, because in the UK, the Muay Thai scene isn't as big as anywhere else. Like, there's not a lot of money in it. That's why I don't fight anymore, because there's just no money at all.
MMA seems to be massive in America now, eh?
MMA, yeah, they've got good shows, boxing, all of these stuff. They're gonna make the money.
Yeah.
There's like organizations in Singapore and stuff for Muay Thai, and it's bigging up Muay Thai now. Now when I speak to people, I'm like, oh, I'm a Muay Thai coach, and they're like, oh. But before, like when I was 18, I said, oh, I'm a Muay Thai coach. They were like, what's that? Is it a cocktail?
Is it a cocktail?
But now I feel like people know about it. So it's getting there.
Brilliant.
And I think that's people like Leapfrog, who I'm working for, are putting the name out, which is nice.
You mentioned places that are now starting to recognise it in the world. Have you thought about maybe nipping over to places like that and doing some training where it's becoming bigger and bigger?
Yeah. I mean, my focus at the moment isn't really training in other countries.
Well, it was. Last time we spoke, you were like, I want to travel. Now it's changed a little bit, and you're like...
I always change. It always changes. My mind changes overnight.
That's good, though. That's great.
I do... If an opportunity arises, I'll definitely go to a...
Well, you are.
country.
You're coming back and you're training people here, no?
Yeah, doing my retreats and doing like mini holidays.
Yeah, tell us about mini holidays. What's that?
I haven't come up with a name for it yet.
It's a great idea. I like the mini holiday.
Mini holiday.
Great. Yeah.
So one of my clients, she wants to get away for just a weekend.
Right.
With her son, just to have a bit of a bonding with her son.
That's nice.
And he wants to get into Muay Thai, and she's been doing Muay Thai for a bit with me now. She started with me, and she said, oh, I usually go to Marbella. How much would it be for you to come over and train us for like 2 hours a day?
Yeah, personal trainer for a couple of hours.
Yeah, couple of hours.
That's amazing.
Pay for my flights.
And a little bit of a wage.
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. That's great. I think you should add that to your website.
Yeah.
And start to do that, because because it's only a couple of 3 hours to get here. It's not like you're traveling for 16, 20, 30 hours.
I mean,
how many hours did it? How many hours was it? You applied
33 hours on the way. I had to go through China, and the airport was... So it was... When we got to China, it was 5 degrees? It's like 4 degrees or something outside.
You are
the
joking.
Airport didn't have heating.
Oh, my
And I had like a 6-hour wait in the airport, and I was shivering.
And the 6 hours wait was the confusion. Every time they said, what's your name? You said, China. Yeah, we know you're in China, but China, what's your name? Yeah, it's China. Brilliant. So, okay, so you're here now for a couple of 3 days to visit your mum, and because it was Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
So you visit your mum.
Yeah.
And you're now here, and you're having a couple of 3 days relax.
Yeah.
And then you're back to work again.
Yeah.
And you're planning on doing anything else when you get back? Is there any other things that you're doing?
I've got an event coming up at the end of the month on the 23rd, just women's only sparring.
Yeah.
With another girl who also runs her women's only session, so we're coming together.
Oh wow, nice.
She's
What does she do?
Girl. She works near where I live at the university, doing their like events manager, and
oh yeah.
So, but she on the side she's very similar to me, wants to run her own. Well, she does run her own Muay Thai sessions.
Oh, she does Muay Thai too?
Yeah.
Where's she trained then?
She trains at the gym near my house, but she started with Taekwondo, and then she started coming to my classes.
And now she likes it. And well done. So you're inspiring people.
Yeah, she's a lovely girl. But we'll definitely be doing more things together.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's nice to, combine. Sometimes it's really nice, especially if you find somebody that you connect with.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
When you both have the same idea of helping people.
Totally.
It definitely has that in her. So
Have you ever trained anybody that you've thought, you know what, you could be a world champion, and then realize that they just don't want to do it? And like I used to be a healer, and
yeah,
I used to help people become healers, and then go, there's something really special about you. Everybody's special, but you, there's something. And like, oh no, I can't do that. I'm too busy doing other things.
I think that the thing is with my women's only classes, it's not a lot of people want to fight. It's more just they enjoy the training. I mean, most all of them are really good. The technique is improving, and I'm really happy with their progress. And if they wanted to fight, I'd push them and help them.
Yeah.
But I think most of them have kids, they have careers that they want to focus on, and I think
And they don't want to hurt themselves.
they don't want to hurt themselves. No, they just enjoy it, and I like that. It brings them joy coming to my classes, and that's what I want from it.
Totally. Do you do exercise before? Do you like stretches or anything like that?
Yeah, we warm up.
Do you remember when you were 16 and you went to Thailand and we were in the big, huge gym and there was like, I don't know, 30 or 40 people there, and they'd call you up to the front to get everybody to stretch?
Yeah.
That was amazing. I was like watching my daughter. She was only young, and like she's teaching all these big, huge guys from Russia and all over the world, and she's stretching and what you remember what she was telling him what stretch next and move this and do that, and I'm like, wow, that's my daughter teaching these guys how to stretch before the class.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
I think that was a moment where I wanted to be an instructor, because we went to Thailand for me to learn Muay Thai and for obviously to travel around. But I think at that age I still didn't know what I wanted to be. I think I was into photography.
Yes. Yeah, I remember.
I wanted
that.
to be a photographer, and deep down I was like, do I want to be a photographer? Like, I enjoy taking photos.
Yeah.
But is this what I want to? Yeah. I mean, even what I do now, like my videos and stuff, I love doing the editing side and taking photos, capturing moments and stuff.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, as soon as I
so
did
when
that,
when you were there and they said China, and then you get up and you do your thing. When you're doing it and when you finished it, you thought, I really like doing that.
yeah.
And that was just a changing point from doing it to, I want to teach this.
Yeah.
I can teach it. Look, I'm doing it and they're following instruction.
Yeah.
Incredible, eh? Just that one guy who asked you to get up there and do it. And once you did it, then they were telling you to do it all the time. Remember? Yeah. It was great. So good. Yeah. I mean, from saying what we said earlier on, it's nice to have a balance because there are great teachers as well, but just keep it that way. Just keep it professional.
Yeah, you're going there for a reason to learn. Just keep it professional, and just like don't. Because I found that when I was there, they were offering, like, the coach would be like offering me lifts or, oh, do you want to go for dinner and stuff like that. That's fine if you're going with a group of them.
If you're going with a group,
but
if
don't
it's a
go separately, because I've heard stories. I've been in situations myself, and you don't want to end up in that.
Just be aware, guys. Just be very aware of that. And if you know anybody who's traveling, anybody who's going, and you can just send them to this video so that they can listen and watch, and hopefully they'll be inspired by the words of China, of what she's experienced in there, and my experience as a healer for people that have gone through horrendous pain and suffering from bad things happening over there when you let your guard down. So just be aware of that. So, okay, well, I wanted to get you on because it's been I haven't actually done a proper video on YouTube for a few days because my chickens got killed. As you know, I sent you a photo. It was not nice, eh? Yeah, I was gutted. But yeah, I'm back again, and it's nice to start again doing the videos and getting back up again. Is there anything that you want to say, China, before you go? I mean, I am finding that I'm getting a few more younger. I got a few messages last week of 19, 18, 17-year-old lads and girls watching the videos. So I guess, life lessons, we were talking about it this morning. One thing that we don't get from schooling, which we should, is life lessons. They kick you out of the school, having brainwashed you to you know, get a job and get a mortgage. But if there's no real life lessons when you get out, and to understand life, understand how to look after finances and things like that. How are you finding it? How are you, especially living in London? How do you
Yeah.
find it? I mean, you are successful, but even being successful in London is bloody expensive to live
It
there.
is.
So how are you at the moment? You know, how's everything? How do
Um,
you feel at the moment?
it's hard because I'm going through I think we spoke about this the last video we did quite a while ago. I feel like a lot of people as well, but when they're in the mid-20s, they feel like they're not doing enough, or they see themselves being in a place, and if you're not in that place, you're like, oh, I'm not doing
You're
enough. You
stuck.
know, I'm not that I'm stuck, but like I I was never taught at school how to manage a business, or to do taxes, or how to save money, or what you need to pay for. So like the system, when you go out there and try and be an adult, and I'm like, I don't know any of these things. I'm speaking to my housemate who has a head screwed on, who's been taught all of these things, and I'm like, I don't even know half of the things that you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it
It's
it's
hard,
hard.
eh? It's hard, yeah. It is. I mean, as kids ourselves, you know, myself as a kid, I didn't really bother much at school because I didn't like the teachers and the way they treated me and others. So I was rebellious and I didn't really learn much. But one thing I did know is I understood. I wasn't green behind the ears. So my one of my best friends at school, I'm not going to say his name, but was his hand went up with every question asked. He was so intelligent, and now I've shared this before. He walks around Huddersfield town on drugs, legal drugs, and he just he can't do it. His mum and dad has to look after him even to this day. He's incapable of doing anything for himself. Whereas me, when I was 13, 14, when I was 12, I was learning how to make money, and I saw opportunity in certain things, and I learned, okay, well, if I get that and I can sell that, I can make money from that, and then making money. And I kind of realized how to make money, and it was easy for me. It wasn't hard. It was like, oh, never struggling for money, because when my mum died, my dad never gave me anything, so I had no choice. I either have nothing, or you know, or I think I have to work at it. So I had to work at it. So our generation, I guess, had to learn. My generation had to learn the hard way, but it was easy for me. Whereas, you know, we looked after you as and you went to school here, and then you
Yeah.
went to boxing, learning how to box.
Yeah.
So that wasn't really part of,
No, it wasn't.
you know. So now
Yeah.
it's a good time to maybe now it's a good time to learn about these things, and
Yeah.
and now you know about it, you're ready for it. Because I did mention a few years ago it would be a great idea for you to go and learn from certain places
Yeah.
of these life skills about how to manage money, but now you're ready.
Yeah. I
So
do feel
everybody
ready.
everybody's different. If I said to you 4 years ago, do that, you go, what?
Yeah.
What, why? I don't need to. But now
Yeah.
you're realizing it's because it's coming to you now. You're coming to an age that you need to learn these things,
Yeah.
which is great. If anybody's out there, if you any of you guys know of any courses in London,
Or even
uh,
outside of London, I don't mind traveling.
yeah, courses where, you know, it's not really life skills, but it's kind of knowledge of how to run businesses perhaps, or how to manage finances and stuff. Because there's no point asking me, you know, I'm just I don't have that. I have an accountant who
Yeah.
does all that for me. So yeah, maybe somebody might know some of these things.
Yeah.
So there are certain courses that I know about, and I'm going to recommend them to you to go and. But that's more about integrity and learning to, you know, when you go into a toilet, you when you leave the toilet, you leave it cleaner than what you
Yeah.
did when you went. Those are the courses that I know.
Yeah.
You know, so but they're fantastic as well. But anyway, you know these things, but yeah. So that's it then, really. I wanted you to jump on and say hello to everybody. I'm hoping you're all having a great time. I've just received a message from office, just so you know. So I'm about to do some special offers that are fantastic. So look forward to that. And I've got a beautiful €1,000 Moldavite over there, which is a museum piece. So that's going to go into a raffle because we used to really enjoy doing them a couple of years ago. So I'm going to do the first one again for a couple of weeks. So somebody's going to win a museum beautiful Besanits Moldavite. So I'm boring you now, aren't I? So is there anything you want to say before we go?
Not really. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. They love you. How long's it been since last time you were on?
I don't know. Not it can't be that long ago.
No, but it's always
But
nice
yeah.
to have you back and to see you and see your progression of what you're doing and all the roller coaster of emotions that you go through. It's great to see. We all go through them, eh?
Yeah.
Even with an absolutely amazing miracle father than you've got, you know, you still have to go through these things. So, right, guys, love you all, and thanks for having a chat on there. Everybody's having a right old chat, which is wonderful. Thanks, guys. Everybody's saying lovely to meet you, China, which is nice. And I guess night school at adult education would be an option. Night school. So we can look at that. We'll just have a look at certain things. I mean, you're exhausted when you get home, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking more like a weekend
Yeah, like a weekend.
a weekend course, Saturday and Sunday in some kind of hotel or somewhere where you get a download of amazing information that you can take away with you. But anyway, we'll have a look at that. And next time when we see you again, well, I guess it'll be what date was it? You coming over again?
Maybe start of June.
June.
Yeah.
June, so not long
not
then.
got long,
Not
no.
long. Okay. All right, guys. Love you all from China Bajerski, the Muay Thai trainer in London.
Got bigger biceps than my dad.
That's not true. I haven't trained. Can you imagine that? Look, if you look at that now, right? Imagine this here is like 10 years of no training. Imagine what they looked like 10 years ago. Oh my God. Arnold Schwarzenegger, forget it. I was pumped. See you later, guys. Love you all. I was pumped.